well. And I want to thank the stakeholders who traveled here to join this conversation. This is going to be a lot of learning today. We have people up on the second floor as well as inside of the council chambers. It's going to be sources of funding together, or finally getting a seat at the funding table, but not knowing exactly how you are able, how you're being evaluated, or what lenders need to see from you. We want to figure out how to get past the systemic barriers that historically have excluded developers of color. These barriers are deep-rooted.
In the city, so that means working with emerging developers, and we are patient. That's one thing that sort of perhaps separates us from anger. We're patient, but recently we worked for 6 months with a developer, had a great project in Decatur that we were very excited about, and it was like trying to. I wish I had like a how to do a pro forma class to send them to, so. But it wasn't just, sort of a lack of technical expertise, which we probably could have worked with them to get over. It was a lack of transparency.
Good morning, everyone. I am Deborah London. I serve as the Commissioner for the City of Atlanta's Department of Grants and Community Developments. And since we were all sharing where our offices are, mine is right above this way.
Okay, let's keep going. We're going to go now to Adrian and Denise, Denise. Can you talk a little bit about Section 202 or 811 application, and how frequently these notices of funding opportunities are made available by HUD, and maybe can you decipher for us Section 202 and 811?
I'm going to pass it over to my colleague.
Okay.
So 202 and 811, again, more numbers than acronyms. These are capital advance programs. We talk a lot about financing and lending. These are the programs where we are the direct lender. They're interest-free loans that essentially act as a grant as long as you maintain the affordability or whatever requirement of that program. So 202 is for elderly housing, which is 62 plus, and 811 is for wholly disabled.
Language of the community that you're operating in. I'm not talking black or white, I'm talking development. So you first need to educate yourself for what's there. Then spend the time on the ground learning the land use and development of the community. You heard people talk about development groups and what they want, but you've got to understand the rubric of this parcel of 5 acres is zoned multifamily. My house that is now paid for is now worth $350, and we're worried about them, whoever these mythical people are, I don't know where they come from, that we always scared of, that are buying up our community and kicking grandma out. Where grandma got kicked out with $300,000 in her pocket, that's not kicking out in my world. I don't know where y'all live, but $300,000 is okay to me. But more importantly, what we have to begin to do to start the conversation of talking about wealth is leveraging what we have and leveraging our communities.
Partners. I am an emerging developer, meaning we just launched in 2023. I've been in the workspace of affordable housing for 25 years and redevelopment for about 16, 17 years.
Everyone, Brandon Rule, CEO of Rule Enterprises, national development firm at this point, originally founded in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where I'm from. Spent some time in Washington, D.C., now I'm full-time here in Atlanta. Excited to be here, and I love helping my future developers as well.
Developments that include housing that is affordable to someone below the median income include some form of subsidy. And so most often that subsidy is going to come from a public sector partner. So for us, whether it is a formally structured housing authority partnership where we're working with a local housing authority that selected us as a developer partner, we're trying to redevelop a full former public housing community, or if it's at the other end of the spectrum where it may be
to growth, and what resources are you finding accessible to you, or that should be or you would like to have access to?
Thank you, Vicki. So I like to start off with this stat, and you've seen these get panel before, I always use it because I think it really hits home racial equity gap, has expanded over the last decade. And if we started today to catch up to our white counterparts, it would take us 320 years. And I think that speaks volumes in terms of equity and opportunity.